What's happening, good people? Welcome to the channel. I'm Wes, aka Mr. Budget Watch, and today we're going to be doing a episode of Watch Wars. So we're going to be comparing the Addiesdive Subby Homage and the Casio Duro MDV 106, whatever you want to call it. So if you've never seen this before, we have 10 categories, and the winner is obviously the watch with the best score at the end. Now, before we get into this, one of these categories is double weighted. That is because obviously one has a bracelet and one has a strap. Keep in mind, this is not the original strap. The original strap is somewhere floating around, but it's not very good, so that's why I put it on this one instead. But we're not going to be talking about that today because, you know, it's two different things, so you can't really compare them. Anyway, let's talk about the first category, which is the design. And you might be able to guess which one has won this category, and that is the Duro. And the reason why this is won is because, well, it's an original design. I mean, it does have a little bit of influence from some other watches, but it's definitely not what you'd call a direct homage, unlike that one. So it's a very nice looking watch. You know, it's got that really cool diver look to it, and I think it's nice. I mean, it's definitely not the most flashy or thingy watch out there, but it's well executed, and I just think everything works very well. I do wish they made one a little bit smaller as well, a sub 40mm version. That would be awesome, because this one is 44, a little bit big, even though it does still technically fit all right. This is, well, of course, the Subby Homage. Dime a dozen, to be honest, on AliExpress, so there's nothing really creative or new or interesting about this watch that makes it stand out. There is a little bit of an issue I have noticed, though, with the hour hand. You can just see how ridiculously short that is. That needed addressing, so that's why, you know, it scores what it does. I mean, it's a Subby Homage. They're good looking watches, but it loses points because, well, it's not original, and also that hour hand is really too short. But then again, the Duro's is a little bit on the short side as well, so, you know, swings and roundabouts really. But yeah, this is definitely the winner because it's original and it just looks nicer as well, in my opinion. Now we get to the double weighted category, which is the build quality, and we'll talk the Addies first. And you know what, the Addies is actually not that bad. It's you know, high polish at the sides, high polish this side, and it feels pretty well put together. You know, the case feels nice and solid, and you know, all the fitment feels, you know, as good as it can for the price point. So you have to remember, these are very, very affordable watches, but it all feels, you know, well put together. You know, the case back, it's that you know, that Subby style, and it all feels really well put together, which is surprising because it's a very, very affordable watch. The Duro, though, does feel a little bit more substantial. Yes, it is a bigger watch, but it just feels like it's got a little bit more solidity to it. You know, everything, the crown, and, you know, just how it's put together just feels better. You know, the case back, you know, we've got that really nice screw down one with multiple finishes. So we've got polishing and then the brushed radio finish. You can just see how strong that is. You can see we've got the Marlin engraved, and then, you know, Casio and everything. But yeah, it just feels a little bit more substantial. And actually, you know, weighing the head of the watch, it is a little bit heavier than this one. But then again, it is bigger, so, you know, take that as you will. But yeah, it does feel better built. Now we get on to the first win for the Addies, and that is the bezel. So the bezel on this is actually pretty good. It's not the best I've ever used, but it's a pretty solid bezel for the price point. You know, we've got nice sound, nice clicks, smidge of backplay, smidge. It's definitely better than some more expensive watches. You know, we've got good grip, everything lines up as it should. Very, very impressed. Then we get to the Duro. This one has a nice action, but you can see we've got like this weird bounce back. You can see it sort of like doesn't click into place and bounces back. It's also got quite a lot of wobble and back play. All lines up perfect, good grip, nice action. But yeah, it's just I don't know whether it's just mine that does that, but it's got this weird sort of bounce back. A little bit strange. So that's why the Addies takes the win. It's a better bezel than the one on mine. Again, not sure if that's a more widespread issue. Now we get on to the loom. And well, you can see by the video, it's a walk away for the Addies. It's brighter, it lasts longer, it's, you know, it's stronger, and I think it looks better. The one on the Duro, it's passable. It's not great, it's not amazing, but it just about does. I think it definitely could have been, you know, a little bit more oomph, to be fair, for a dive watch. But you have to remember, again, it's affordable. But so is this, and it's impressive. The only thing that lets this down, the indices, they don't seem to last all that long. The hands are fine, the bezel insert is really good, but yeah, the indices just let it down a little bit. So it definitely could have scored better, but yeah, it still takes the win. Now we get on to the next category, which is movement. So both of these are using a quartz. We have a Myota, and it's a 2115. And in the Duro, we have a in-house, which is a 2784 module, but which is better. Well, actually, there's not that much difference between them. Both are quartz, both have really similar accuracies, both have pretty much the same features, a date complication. So what's the difference? Well, actually, the Myota just feels a little bit better. I know, right? A Myota feeling pretty good, but yes, the one in this one, you know, is actually a lot smoother to use in action, whereas the one in the Duro, it's got this weird sort of feedback to it. It's like a bit of a bump every time you turn the crown. So yeah, it's a good, reliable movement. It's smoother than this one in action, but we just get this weird little bump. So it's kind of nearly a dead heat. Both are good, but not amazing. But then again, affordable, so you can't expect everything. Water resistance, again, we've got a dead heat. 200 meters claimed, 200 meters claimed. I don't know if this has actually been verified or not. I don't know, but both have got 200 meters water resistance according to, you know, the specifications. What this has as an advantage, which I don't actually think the Duro does have. I don't know, I've not a thing here. Let me just pull the crown out. No. That one's, you know, it doesn't have one. But what the Addies does have is a little gasket on the crown. You can just see there, a little black gasket, which I was not expecting at the price point, to be honest. So yeah, both have got, you know, 200 meters claim, so they both score exactly the same. Though I'd probably feel a little bit more comfortable swimming with a Casio. But you know, that's just me. Availability is the next category, and I've called this one a dead heat, to be fair. This one you can get it, you know, AliExpress, Amazon I think sell it now, eBay, if you so wish. This would have scored better, but sometimes the availability in the UK can be a little bit iffy. Now Amazon, as the time and date of filming this, have it in stock, but that's not always the case. Sometimes they don't actually have them. I had to import mine from the States because it wasn't in stock in the UK. So technically, you know, I've scored it as it is because there is availability issues sometimes. Now we talk brand, and there's a clear winner, of course, the Casio. You know, Casio, one of the biggest and most recognizable brands on the planet. Addies, you know, they've got a pretty good reputation, but not as many people as have heard of them. They don't have that brand history and heritage that the Casio has. So obviously the Casio takes this one hands down, no question. Final category, price. And this one is a little bit of a tough one because this price fluctuates like crazy. Currently, time and date filming this one, which is, I don't actually have my phone. Let me just check quickly. It is the 12th of July I'm filming this. Price for this is 50 quid on Amazon if you check it today as I'm filming. This is 42 when you bump on the tax we get in the UK. So it's very, very close. I've given this slight edge to the Addies though, because I think even though this one's thinner, because of that crazy price fluctuation, it's not always the best value. 50 quid, bargain. But I've seen them all the way up at £80 sometimes. So that's why I've scored it as it is. This would definitely, you know, take this category if the price stayed the same, but it doesn't. It goes all over the place. This, you're going to be paying around £42 to £45. This, like I said, up to 80 on some days. Just depends. So yeah, that's why I've, you know, scored it as it is. And here are the end results. I'll just move the watches so you can see it up there. And it was a close one. I'll admit I was not expecting it to be so close. I thought the Duro was just going to walk away. But it does fall short on the loom and that bezel. This has a good bezel and better loom, and then it sort of balances it out everywhere else as well. So both fantastic watches. Now you might buy the Casio just because it's a Casio, but the Addies, you can't get away from the fact that it's a good watch for the price point. Even though the Casio does take it, it's not by a massive margin. So do you agree with my verdict? Do you think the Casio is the better of the two, even though it does have those issues that the Addies doesn't? Let me know, guys, down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any uploads. And of course, follow me on social media at Mr. Budget Watch. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.